Hello, everybody. My name is Sarah. Pearls of Wisdom and Food with Keto, under 20. And I think that today, I don't think I've finished putting it in, but it will be probably under 15. And it includes that great big salad I just did the video on. Filet mignon steak, sauteed. Oh, these beautiful mushrooms from Market Basket. 6 asparagus. I'm styling for my OMAD. Well, my turtle bracelet broke and fell off. Fortunately, I was the only female working at the police department, and so the sergeant brought it to me. It's like, yes, my turtle broke, but not my commitment to keto. No way, Jose. I'm a Grammy. So now I've got a new nickname. It sure beats Slenderella and Destroyer when I was young and overweight. So my new nickname is Grammy because I weigh in grams. I love that. What fun. And you know what? I do it because it works. And yeah, it takes a little getting used to, but boy, does it clean up your keto food plan. If you've been a bit naughty and not tracking or weighing or measuring or doing the things that work, it's when you clean it up, I can't tell you how good you feel. And it only takes, I'm telling you, when I'm working with people, they spend more time resisting than they do actually beginning under my coaching and to weigh and measure and track. And it's like, it's so hard. It's so hard to just dive into the pool, you know. A lot of people walk around the pool and it looks good, sounds good, not for me. I don't need it. And then they go for a weigh-in at their doctor's without even thinking about it. And it's like, how did I gain 7 pounds? I'm doing keto. I never cheat. How did that happen? I don't know. There's no record. So be a Grammy. Go ahead. It doesn't hurt. It helps. Just saying. You don't have to, but that's okay. So remember when we were growing up, maybe somebody sage that's like my age now would say, now, patience is a virtue. You imagine trying that out on some 3-year-old in the grocery store that insists that he has to have something? Now, patience is a virtue. Well, patience is a virtue. And when we are frustrated with our keto food plan, and even when we're doing weighing and measuring and just all the right things, and it's like all of a sudden the body just decides it's not going to show on the scale. That's when, trust me on this, it is working on the inside. It is. I have one person, and the husband has noticed. Even though the scale hasn't moved, he's noticed. And I think that's the sweetest thing in the world. So, you know, sometimes it's just our size is not dictated by what it says on the scale. And I know that sounds crazy, but it's true. So patience is a virtue, and trusting the process. You know, when I watch somebody get totally plugged in and responsible and have credibility with just themselves, the biggest case in point is when somebody's traveling or when somebody is out to lunch or dinner, and they make the right choices. They don't look over their shoulder to see if they can get away with it. They make the right choices. They work within that little system of the store, of the restaurant, of the, you know, traveling, the places that you can go when you're traveling along the way, convenience stores. What can you buy in there that works? I mean, it's amazing that they have all these little, you know, grab and go things that have like nuts and cheese and some slices of salami. No, it's not ideal, but it certainly keeps you keto and keeps you going on the road. You wouldn't be buying it if you were home and cooking on your own in the home or packing your lunch for work. But on the go, yeah, I'm glad somebody has come up with these ideas. They just work. You don't have to go off keto. You don't have to get into trouble. But if you are going to a restaurant, I highly suggest You go on to Amazon, they've got baby food jars there, and they're cute, and they have all these neon colored tops, and they're like, 2 to 3 ounces. Some are even bigger. And you can bring with you what you want, what your oils are. Some people have vinegar too, but you can pack your oil. So when you go to a restaurant, you can just assume that there's soybean oil in their bottled dressings that they put in those great big hotel things, the stainless steel thing, so you can just ladle it on or something like that, or it's in the back, and they just pour it on when you order your salad. So you need to hopefully work with your server and get what it is that you want. I've been known to bring other things with me to the restaurant so I can take care of myself. Most of us have little baggies of perhaps the sweetener that we use that's not artificial. It's not blue, it's not yellow, and it's not pink. Like Pure or Stevia or Zyla. I've seen them all in packages. So you can bring them so you're not like left out flapping and think of having pink or blue or yellow packets in your tea or your coffee in the restaurant. And so you can usually get a bottled water, and you know that that's pretty safe. It's not just poured out of the tap like their water on the table might be. So taking care of yourself makes you very responsible, and you get big points from me for that. And having patience, especially when it's not in your control, when somebody else is cooking your food or some convenience store is providing your snack, just to get you from, the next 150 miles after you gas up while you're traveling or sitting in an airport, we have no control. And if you're like me and a homebody, you're used to providing your own meals, your own kitchen, your own cupboards to go into, and fridge and freezer, and bottles of things that you can trust. And so we have to have a little bit of patience and faith when it's not in our 100% control. But you can see it. You can see it here when people say, I just got back from vacation and I didn't weigh myself the whole time I was there, and I didn't have all of my equipment, but I managed to lose a pound. Well, how's that? That's great. So that's because that person is plugged in. They are plugged in to doing what they know works for them. Just because you're on vacation doesn't mean it's a vacation from keto, and that can get you into trouble. I read all the comments because I answer all the comments. So if you don't here or in other places, other YouTubes or Facebooks, you will see that sometimes people come back as a disaster because it slips. And I'm telling you, unless it's happened to you, it's happened to me in other food programs, but not since I went keto. I wanted keto. I still want keto. It's just a way of life to me. And the tips and the tricks of keto for me and people that I coach, it comes from not the food choices as much as the behavior. I'm doing this. It's mine. I'm responsible. I'm going to have integrity, and I'm going to care for my body. So that means I'm taking the power out of the food that had so much dominion over my life. You already did that, giving up sugar, grains, artificial sweeteners, diet soda, and fruit, right? You already got rid of those 5 things. So now within the keto world, it's also having the responsibility and the integrity of taking care of what you eat every day. And, one of my tips, it's just what I coach people on are the simple basics. And that's why it's so funny, because most of us start off wanting to be good students of keto, and we do the basics, and then we just get a little bit lazier, or we hit a plateau or a stall, or the other way of putting it is the scale is not giving us those numbers anymore. And we start getting resentful, a little frustrated. We let stuff slip in. Who cares anyway? And then the stuff happens, and there's no recall of how it happened, just that it did happen, and it cost us, right? It cost us in pounds, time lost, all those negative emotions flowing through us. That can't help. The stress of getting on the scale and seeing something disappointing, and you don't really have knowledge of when it could have happened because you stopped doing the basics. So I'm just the basics, and one of my basics is knowing what you're going to have tomorrow. How simple is that? Well, for some, it's not simple. It's a new practice and it's going to take a while. But it's putting into your chronometer your foods for the next day. It takes all the power out of the food. It doesn't mean you're not going to have the most satiating, delicious things in the world that you never thought would be legal, like avocado. I can have that. I can have evu. I can have macadamia nut. You're kidding. I can have butter. Wow. I can have ribeye steak instead of whatever those lean ones are that just make me kind of gag. Wow. Yes. And you can plan them the night before, put them in your chronometer or your whatever tracker you use that you're happy with. And then it's done. It's done. You're not going to bed trying to think of what you're going to have. You're not waking up in the morning late, something happened, there was no hot water, somebody needed a ride, the power went out in a storm and you're running late and you have a boss that doesn't care that the power went out. You have to do all these things. Well, if you took care of it the night before, it's kind of like laying out your clothes. I'm sure if you went to a How to Succeed in Business, you would hear from the female executives that their clothes are out laid on another bed or hung someplace already pressed, ready to go, because they are on that track of wanting to make themselves a career, a professional standing, as it were. And it comes from the basics. So if the clothes are done, you're not lying there in bed saying, whatever happened to that necklace or scarf that tied in with that suit? And I wonder if the suit fits. And yeah, you put it on, the suit fits. Yes, thank you, Keto. But there's a big, stain on the front, and you never took it to the dry cleaners, and now you have to do that, and that means outfit number 2. Same thing with that, right? So with the food, don't get into trouble by putting it off till the next day. Just take a quiet moment. When I come in here, this is my legal office, right? This is where I do my business. I've got my computers, my camera, my phones, my tablets. I've got everything in here at my command, at my command central. And so I come in at some point during the evening after eating, like while Greg's doing the dishes, and I shut it down for the day. And what does that mean? Well, I'm also shutting down my head from thinking, because I'm planning what I'm having the next day. And it's like, oh, I'm planning a taco salad. I'm having that tomorrow. So what does that mean? It means I need to take that pound of grass-fed burger out of the freezer and put it in the fridge. So it's being worked on, right? I'm preparing. It's that Girl Scout in me. Do you have a Girl Scout in you too? And so, Girl Scout Grammy. And so, GSG. God, do I have fun with those things. And so you're planning it, If you've run out of arugula and you found you love arugula and you want to put it in your salad, are you buying it the day before so you're not run out? You're just running out? Notice the difference? Things like that. You just become a little bit more proactive about your food plan. And then all of that anxiety and stress is gone. Why? Because it's in your tracker. It's just a miracle how it happens. You just know it's there and it's tracked. It's in your fridge. You might even prep your salad the night before. So if you come home from work, whatever it is, somebody, I think it's Lisa, keeping it simple, and she's got the half of the avocado for her little icon. She did a week of prepping. One day, I think it was a Sunday, she dedicated to prepping her foods for the week. And it was great seeing all that she was having. Guess what? She had success that week. Connection? I think so. So it's that sort of thing. And for some people, that whole idea of all of that is abhorrent for them to think about. But for so many of us, it makes the difference between going along another plateau, I'm sick of it, thinking of maybe cheating, thinking of eating too much of something that they shouldn't, even if it's keto, it could be too much of, not tracking, just not caring. And so it could be the difference between that little shape up. And, spring is starting here. And so there's nothing like spring to make you wish you started in February. So when you hit spring and the stores start having enticing things to buy, that what you want to buy, you can buy, and it fits now because you've been doing, we can't go back to February, but We can start today or maybe even tomorrow. And it's little things that matter. And you know, measuring success, which is what we do with the scale, but by using your tracker and weighing and measuring is also weighing your success, because it's like, that worked for the week. I prepped, I tracked, I weighed, I measured. And then when I got on my scale for the first time in a whole week, I can't believe I did a whole week without the scale. You might be surprised. You might be excited. It might be something pleasant for you to see. But it's like, it's in increments we go. Planned, measured increments of taking care of yourself. Sounds silly, but it's all there. And I didn't even mention like a certain amount, right? I'm just talking the habit, the bag of habits that are good, are new, and are used every day. And you don't get slippery and snarky. It's just part of what you do. So when I shut down my office at night, the chronometer is like a lot loaded. I do know what I'm having because I plan it out when I buy my food, but I might not have put it in. Okay, so guilty with that. But if I'm working, I can put in the next few days in my chronometer while I'm working. So I was up until today. I had swordfish last night with green beans and real crunchy, and then my big salad that I showed in the video. So I had that. It was all done. Now today I've got to, you know, put in my filet for tonight, my taco salad for tomorrow, and my big A salad for Saturday. So I'll take the time, what is that, 5 minutes to put in 3 days worth of food. I know when I'm having Saturday, it's always that keto pizza, and Sunday is the big green egg. So I'm really covered for 5 days. I just have to put it in. It's just the habit of it, okay? It begins to work. It begins to gel. So then when you find yourself traveling or in a restaurant or on vacation, you already have this part taken care of. You're not going to be swayed. It's not going to be crazy. You're not going to start slipping and sliding and, oh no, you are going to be able to take care of yourself when you're out of your safety zone, which for me is my own home. So give it a try. Come on. You've been walking around the pool for such a long time. Isn't it time you just held your nose and dove in? Do a cannonball. What is that? Channel the 10-year-old boy in you on the high dive doing a cannonball. I'll see you the next time. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye for now.